Good evening and welcome to Schuler Field on the campus of Mount St. Joseph University for today's matchup between the visiting Bethany College Bison and your home hosting team, the Mount St. Joseph Lions. Game time temperature for tonight, it's going to be a warm one. We are in the low 90s. Last check, I think I saw it about 92. And the field temperature, I'm sure, is somewhat higher than that. Probably have a few hydration breaks today. My name's Gary Schneider. I'm here with my partner for this evening, Trey Kerrigan, and we're going to try to bring you the play-by-play for tonight's matchup.
All right. Hey, thanks, Gary. Good to be here tonight. Good to be back here on that Schuler Field for a brand new season coming up here tonight. It's Mount St. Joseph women's team looking to build off that 10-6 record last year overall. Definitely a good test here tonight. You had a new non-conference side who made the long trip over here to Cincinnati, the west side here. And I'm sorry, Gary, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, this should be a good matchup. Some interesting stats here. A couple players to watch on the Bison's team. Forward Brianna Bash, midfielder Angelina Claiborne, goalkeeper Hope Fair, another forward Jordan Palmer, and a defender Ava Wilson. Some key players for the Bisons this evening.
I agree with you there.
A couple players to watch and keep an eye on this evening for the Mount St. Joe, and they have the offensive led by Kendall Fox. She will be accompanied by midfielder Mary Ann Hoffer and another forward, Presley Rugg, controlling the middle of the field, Rachel Ginn, and another defender in the back with a lot of experience, Paige Callahan. And we're underway. And it looks like the Lions are going to work the near side of the field starting off. Playing the ball in the middle third, trying to reach into that attacking third. Making a good run, Mary Ann Hoffer, and ball's played out of bounds.
Early on here, if you're Mount St. Joseph, you definitely want to try and get a press going here, kind of make Bethany uncomfortable coming into this pitch. You got the home side helping you here tonight. Definitely got home field advantage, and you need to keep making sure Bethany doesn't get comfortable early on.
Yeah, definitely keeping them out of their comfort zone as soon as possible is definitely going to wear on them as the game progresses. We're now working the far side of the field in the finishing third, a nice cross pass. And it looks like that's going to be a goal kick for Bethany.
Well done. That was a good cross right there. Love the way it curled inside. Just a little bit over the top there.
Yeah, you hope they can continue to work those outside corners. Obviously, with Kendall playing on the wing, from Mount St. Joe's perspective, they want to get the ball definitely at her feet and get that ball in that attacking third of the field.
Oh, here we go.
Nice opportunity. Oh, a nice save by the goalkeeper. That would be Hope Fair. I was looking at some statistics on her earlier. She had a pretty good season last year, probably faced a few more shots than she would have liked to. But you look at her statistical numbers, and she is definitely a goalkeeper that can hold her own.
Oh, yeah. You got 12 games played last year. 77 saves, giving her a 65 save percentage here on this past season.
And it looks like the Mount decides to play that ball short, and they're trying to squeeze the ball in with Bethany clearing. And it looks like Bethany will have another goal kick. looks like that's going to be, I couldn't tell if that was
Looks
off
like
of us or them.
That's offside.
Off of us. Okay, so we got another goal kick here.
Yeah, I love the urgency out the start here. Just looked like a little too soon that time. Just got to watch the positioning.
And Mount St. Joe off of that goal kick gets the first touch on the ball, and they're going to continue to press forward.
Well done.
Bethany converging very well down in the corner of the field and able to clear the ball back out to the center of the field. I'm sure their defense is on a shot by Mary Anhofer just a little bit wide. Goal kick for the Bison. First touch, the MSJ Lions. And bringing the ball back in towards the center to try to create something here. And that ball played just a little bit long. Goalkeeper Hope Fair is going to clean that up and clear the ball out.
Yeah, I was interested with the goalkeeper here for Bethany tonight, Hope Fair, whether or not, what their style of play out the back is, whether they're trying to keep it on the ground here or just try and go and counter immediately. It's looking like they're trying to counter. But again, it's early on here. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Bethany getting the ball into the Mount St. Joe finishing third of the field. Megan Kalmeyer cleaning the ball up, distributing it out to the defense, who's pushed pretty far up the field. We now have Kendall Fox trying to play the ball into the finishing third, and that ball is going to play just a little bit long.
Yeah, had the right idea there. Just got a little too far.
And it's kind of nice to see number 24, Elena Sharippa, getting up the field as a defender. She does a really good job of that, and we're going to, I thought we were going to have an opportunity from Lindsay Bivac, moving up into the middle, getting a chance, trying to create something, be a little bit creative on the ball.
Yeah, you had a good cross there. Well, here, just from the quick corner there, looked like a good cross coming in there. Just went right over.
And so far, it looks like Mount St. Joe has done a pretty decent job of staying into that attacking third of the field. You get Lena Sharippa working the outside for Kendall Fox, and she's going to continue to play forward. And the Bison's center mid does a very nice job of clearing that ball back out and pushing them at least temporarily out of that zone in the center of the field.
I just want to note, Mount St. Joseph's controlling possession well early on here.
Nice to see Chloe Young getting upfield. She's one of the defenders, and she's all the way up in the attacking third of the field. Gets a nice little run upfield. Ball's played out of bounds. The two outside defenders for Mount St. Joe, a lot of experience between the two young ladies, and play very well together. They're good at getting up the field, but you have to have that core in the center. Obviously, we have Paige Callahan there as well, and fully capable of slowing down any immediate runs on ball.
say this defensive side looks like they're upperclassmen, all mostly junior and seniors in the back here. So they definitely have the experience and that chemistry together, and it's showing early on here.
Yeah, Elena Sharippa with a nice run down the outside. Looking for a little bit of help. She finds Lindsay Bevac in the center. Moving the ball around. Macy Starr out there getting a couple touches, and the ball's played a little bit on the long side. That will be a goal kick for Bethany.
Yeah, I like the idea there, especially with the shot there at the end. Want to get some chances off early on here, start testing the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Bethany's goalkeeper, Hope Fair, is out of Dunville, Ontario. Now, I had to look up today. I was not extremely familiar with Bethany. They are in the upper corner of West Virginia, so I would imagine they had a pretty long ride today.
Definitely did. I'd say I looked it up earlier. It looks about just over 4 hours from Schuler Field here. I mean, definitely a long trek for him here today. You wonder if that might play a part into this match.
And I would assume those travel games, when you're spending that amount of time in a bus, may not have a direct outcome, but could definitely play is being ready on the field. And another good pickup by Hope Fair.
Yeah, once again, talk about that press earlier here. You saw it again that time. Looked like
and that was looked like Presley Rugg, a little slow to get up down there in the corner. It looks like she's back on her feet and moving without any issues.
Yep. She's here in her sophomore year, looking to build off of last season.
The Bethany team, coached by Olivia Wilson, she's in her second year here, so she's obviously looking to improve things in the way things have been going for the Bison's team. I know they had a challenging year last year, and being in her second year here, I'm sure she's got a plan, try to improve the play of the Bisons for the 2026 season.
Yeah, especially you see it with a lot of coaches, especially coming up to the collegiate level as well. It takes a little bit of time to start kind of building that program. You can't, when you build from scratch or you start over, you're not going to see results right off the bat at times. And last year, seems like it showed for that for Bethany College. But like we said, it's a new season, a lot more to look forward to.
Yeah, and the Mount St. Joe Lions aren't without change for themselves. New head coach Mark Saban, although he's been in the program from what I understand, the last 5 years.
Across.
And a nice pickup by Hope Fair once again. But Mark brings a wealth of soccer information with him. He is very good at getting the most out of players and helping them be all they can be on the field. So best wishes to Mark in his 2026 debut as the head coach for Mount St. Joe Lions.
Best wishes. Looks like we got a free kick here. Or a drop ball, sorry.
For your middle backs, Paige Callahan and Sophie Roble are running the center of the field, which gives those outside backs, Chloe Young and Elena Sharippa, a little room to move up and down the field with the offense. And we're back into finishing third. A nice cross ball. Presley Rugg gets ahead on the ball and brings it back out to center, and Bethany is able to clear.
Hey, once again, you're seeing that cross threat that Mount St. Joseph's bring on
here. Oh, nice ball from Rachel Ginn. Although the flag comes up, and we have an offsides call.
Yeah, that Bethany opposite side there just stepped a little soon. And you got to watch the positioning if you're outside there from Mount St. Joseph, but just unlucky there. She was almost their own goal.
Absolutely. Ball comes across the field. Going to get picked up by the center back. She's going to play forward and intercepted. This is an opportunity for Bethany to get into that finishing third, but that ball is played back by Chloe Young.
There we go. We got Mount St. Joseph on a counter.
Nice cut back out by Elena Sharippa for Presley Rugg, and that ball's played out of bounds. That will be a goal kick.
I thought I took a touch there off the Bethany defender that time, but referee had a better view than us, I guess.
At this point in the match, a little bit of up and down. For the most part, has been a lot of MSJ control. Moving the ball forward once again. The Bethany's defense has actually played pretty well up to this point. Most of the opportunities that the Lions have had have been intercepted and cleared out. But they do continue to keep the pressure on. As you stated, Trey, it's keeping the pressure on them early is going to be really big in either wearing these guys down or they may just wake up and play the other side of the ball. You'd never know what to expect. I don't know that that MSJ and Bethany, I don't know what the history is with them, but they definitely, there's a ball cleared, intercepted. This could be an opportunity. Oh, nice save.
Offside there. Once again, you love the urgency that you're seeing here with MSJ as well. You got, like to your point, as you were saying here, I mean, just early on, looking at the stats, you got 5 shots already, 2 of them being on goal, 2 corners just to start the match here. And, of course, that's just showing the possession side of the play here. It's just showing the MSJ being the home team here. They're going to have to be comfortable making this Bethany side fight for the ball more.
Yeah, and you want to see some of that that creativeness on the MSJ side if you're going to possess. And here we go, Bethany with an opportunity. Megan Kohlmeyer is going to let that run wide, and we'll have a Mount St. Joe goal kick.
Looks like that was Jordan Palmer on the shot there for Bethany, first shot of the match.
It looks like the Mount's going to possess that ball some more, play it out of the back, starting in the defending third and moving the ball up the outside. And that's a really nice run from Kendall Fox. She's going to bring it into the middle and cleared by Bethany.
Going to be a corner here for Mount St. Joe. So once again, just going back to that last play there, Mount St. Joe, you really didn't see too much of a press that time from Bethany. They were trying to kind of get there to the ball and make it uncomfortable out of the back. But for Mount St. Joseph here, you want to definitely see them split the midfield a little more. Oh.
Very nice goal kick from Marianne Hoffer, bringing it into the far side post and trying to create another opportunity. We will have another goal kick for Mount St. Joe. Or, I'm sorry, corner kick. that ball's played short on the corner. Rachel again, back into the middle, and a shot. Once again, Hope Fair picks that ball up. That was a shot from Lindsay Beback, playing out of the midfield.
Tell you one thing, Hope Fair, she's adding on to that strong goalkeeping save percentage.
Absolutely. One of the things when I was doing a little bit of looking around on the team was it did stand out the save percentage that she had and the number of shots on goal that she had to face. So she had a very tough season. Her numbers show that she played very well. And there's another shot on goal. Presley Rugg bringing the ball back out front. And Bethany is able to clear that out the side.
I say one thing I want to see Mount St. Joseph do here is definitely get their outside backs pushed up alongside the wing there, kind of support more offensively and attacking there. And they're doing very well.
Well, that's a really good shot on goal. Once again, number 8 for Mount St. Joe, Lindsay Bevac has been extremely busy covering that center part of the field, getting creative. The outside wings are doing a fantastic job of bringing that ball and giving opportunities for those players.
There you go. There's a split. Looks like she was just offside there.
Yeah, just a bit. Nice job from Macy Starr bringing that ball forward and creating that possible opportunity for Presley Rugg up front. Just a little bit strong on that pass.
Yeah, it's there from Mount St. Joseph early on here. Just got to time those runs a little more and keep pressing her.
Absolutely. Just watching number 7 for Bethany a little bit. Jordan Palmer, she is getting some touches on the ball, and her touches look very good. I mean, she is a good player to have the ball at the feet. I believe she is one of Bethany's captains. She does have the captain's badge on. Seeing that she's playing well, obviously creating some opportunities for Bethany in that middle third of the field. Played wide to Chloe Young. And that's cleared back out by Bethany.
It's been pretty quiet from Mount St. Joseph defensively, and that's you want to keep it that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely want to keep the ball more in your attacking third, and almost just quite there.
And once again, a very nice play from Jordan Palmer. Stopping that ball, that would have been an incredible opportunity for Mount St. Joe at that point. Oh, and there's a shot, and there's a goal, Mount St. Joe. That's Mary Ann Hoffer working away in the, I guess that's within the 18. Getting a very good look at goal and taking advantage of that.
Yeah, well done there that time. You see ball played right to her, and she looked like she had some confidence there on that shot. She looked very comfortable putting that one away. Some cheers from the crowd here. Definitely a new light display, it looks like there.
There's no shortage of enthusiasm from both these teams. Both benches on their feet the entire match so far, cheering on their teams. Brianna Bash getting upfield, putting a little pressure on Megan Kohlmeyer, trying to force play a little bit. Rachel Ginn working the middle of the field.
Yeah, you got to get the ball out of the middle there. You got to start using the width of the pitch there once it gets too condensed inside that midfield.
And a little bit of possession from Bethany at this point in time. You got to head her back to the goalkeeper, Megan Kohlmeyer. She's going to pick it up and roll it out to the near side of the pitch. And we're going to quickly. Bethany's been playing a little bit more aggressive here, getting quite a bit more touches on the ball.
There you go.
So we got Mary Anhofer. If she's on sides, yeah. Just a half a step off, very close to maybe having her second goal of the evening.
Yeah, that's tough there. You know, that's just one of those unfortunate situations, and you can even hear from the home support here. Even a lot of them thought she might have been onside, but that's a tough angle from where we're at. Kind of determine that. Looks like the linesman had it.
And at this point, we're going to have our first hydration break for the evening. Like it is a warm one here, very humid. I believe we're still in the 90s, and which for the players, that's going to make a little bit uncomfortable. But most of these girls, with the amount of working out and conditioning they do, they're ready for this kind of weather.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see definitely a lot of work being put down on the pitch here. As we stay at some couple things early on, in the first 20-something minutes of this match, Mount St. Joseph, one of the things we're seeing is they press. They're pressing high, they're pressing hard, and that gives your defense a little bit of time to work out of the back as well. Whenever the ball does finally come back there, they're keeping Bethany, on the lower end of the possession as well, and you're hoping tonight the temperature doesn't really play into a part. Fatigue here. I know, some point in the second half that could be the case, but definitely for Mount St. Joseph here, they're showing no signs of fatigue early on here. They definitely look like they look comfortable. I'm just saying.
Yeah, great point, Trey. Even at that, we see a few players being stretched out during the water break. So conditioning is going to come into play here in this match without a doubt.
Here at some point, not sure if Mount St. Joseph, if they could find a couple of those opportunities that were really close early on, a couple of them just shots that just didn't have enough power behind them, some of them just unfortunate offside calls there. If they can fix those, they'll definitely run away with this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Bethany's done a pretty nice job. Their back line has held their positions pretty well and been able to clear the ball in most instances at this point in time. If they continue to play like that, Mount St. Joe's going to have to get a little bit more creative with the offensive side of the ball.
I believe for Bethany College, it looked like they were starting 3 out of the back there to start the match here, and it could be the case here as well. But now it looks like they're kind of sending their outside backs a little higher as well, and they may start bringing one of those players back to kind of get a little bit more of a defensive formation here.
You had a nice run by Kendall Fox, and she's got a step. Oh, and a nice save. Nice save by Hope Fair. Kendall had a pretty good luck at goal on that opportunity. Hope Fair, another save for Bethany, and doing a great job back there for them at this point in time.
Yeah, she's showing off that speed there as well. That was definitely, she had the defender beat. A shot just went over the bar that time.
Kendall Fox with some stats last year ended up being conference HCAC Conference Player of the Year, if I'm reading my notes correctly. Had a lot of success. was one of the top goal scorers, if not the top scorer for Mount St. Joe. And they look for big things out of her this year.
Yep, 12 goals, 19 matches last year. Shots on goal, they're 67%. So, I mean, that stands out a lot. I'm looking there, and that's off of just 46 shots. So
impressive numbers for Kendall, for sure, for last year. Other great numbers for your Mount St. Joe Lions, Mary Ann Hoffer, another high percentage player, returning for her senior year. Starting out of the midfield, I've seen her play both midfield and forward. She's a very versatile player, great ball control, creates a lot of opportunities for her teammates.
Oh, yeah, you see there, 47% for a shot on goal percentage that time, or last season here, and that was through a full 19 matches as well.
At number 13, Gabriella Egan, working the outside, trying to bring the ball into the middle, and Bethany is able to clear. That's a very nice pass. And try to bring it up, and this is a nice opportunity there. And there's a goal.
Well done.
That is Maya Caracciolo playing up in the front, coming in after the water break. Very nice finish. Great place to be when that ball's brought back off of the end line. And the results are another goal for Mount St. Joe.
Yeah, I like the ball played out wide here. Once it gets played in the middle, it takes the space. And it looks like the winger outside there laid the ball back into the middle there for, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, Cracciolo. And like I said, once again, Mount St. Joe, so they're starting to put their chances away here.
Yeah, Maya, wonderful player, junior out of Harrison, Ohio. I believe she went to Harrison High School. Definitely a presence on the field.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one of the interesting things with Bethany is I look at their roster, and they do have a very, very wide recruiting area. Seeing people from Ohio, Pittsburgh, I even see a player from Orlando. They do pull some players in. So interesting in their geographical location to be pulling players from a very wide area.
Yeah, and to your point with the geographical location, I mean, where they're located specifically, you're surrounded by just 2 states alone in that little pocket of West Virginia where they're up high. So that definitely probably plays a part as well. And it looks like even so with the goalkeeper, Hope Ferris, we were talking about a little bit of international play coming in as well.
I believe Ava Wilson is actually an international player as well, coming from Ontario, Canada.
Yep, you're right on that.
Looks like Mount St. Joe is going to have some substitutions at the next opportunity. Would look like number 15, Virginia Long, number 17, Ava Wilson, and number 28. Or I'm sorry, I'm reading off the wrong list.
Got a chance on goal here. There it is.
What a finish. And those substitutions are now going to be coming in. And that'll be number 15. Number 16. Number 15, number 17. And number, I missed the last one. It looks like Chloe Young, Kendall Fox can get a little bit of a breather here. Along with Macy Starr.
All right, just going back to that play there, just watching it build up there, you can see the awareness from Mount St. Joseph as well, positioning-wise now. It's starting to get, we've been talking about it up here. Just starting to see, a little bit more of fixing those, I don't want to say issues, but some of the things that came up with offsides there. You're starting to kind of see a ball played perfectly there, perfect on time, teammates in sync, and that's starting to show off on the scoreboard now.
Bethany with the inbound throw. Rachel again attacking that ball. Getting the ball upfield, and Bethany's playing it back out of bounds again. This will be a Mount St. Joe throw-in. Bethany will control the throw-in, play the ball upfield. Mount St. Joe recovers and maintains possession. Quick change in possession. Bethany moving into that attacking third of the field. And Mount St. Joe breaks out.
Almost there. Yeah, I like seeing what from the defensive midfield here. Around the midfield here for the Lions. They're just swarming at Bethany's side. They're not allowing them to even get within the attacking third.
One thing it kind of looks like Bethany may have done is push their backs up forward a little bit further on the field. Since they've done that, play towards the center of the field has actually moved up into that center third, working out well for them at this point in time.
Yeah, usually see that a lot with closer games coming, within the final, final 10 minutes or so of matches. Just trying to add that extra player upfield as well, but that can go one or two ways. When you bring a defender up, that can start to kind of create some holes in your defensive line, and if you're Mount St. Joseph here, you exploit that. Again, it's going to start showing here, not just on the stats, but on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Ella Gersham's with a nice run up the sideline, passing the ball off to number 15.
Yeah, it took a deflection off a Bethany player that time, but they're going quick here off the corner.
Nice cross, a little bit long, and that ball's going to go all the way out the sideline. Bethany trying to look for a way out of their third of the field. We saw them pressing the defense a little bit further forward, getting the ball to midfield and holding it there for a few minutes. Let's see if they can continue to do that here. And that's a header out of bounds and a Mount St. Joe throw-in. That ball's played a little bit on the long side. Mount St. Joe will get possession back. Out to 24, Elena Sharippa controlling the ball. Bring it back to the middle, Rachel Ginn. Wide pass intercepted by Bethany. brought to the center, and Bethany's able to clear. A long, ambitious shot from Elena Sharippa, and that ball scooped up by Hope Fair. They're going to play it short this time out of the back.
Yeah, I like the idea of what Mount St. Joseph has there, looking for the forward in the middle and try and play off her up top that time.
And Rachel again with a lot of hustle to get back to get that ball. Plays it back to her defenders. Going to work up the near side here. Rachel again just owning that midfield. She's got such great ball control out there.
Yeah, definitely. She's keeping the possession here for the Lions. A good shot that time.
Bethany looking to get forward. And that's a nice run up the side. Intercepted once again by the Bethany defense.
Yeah, and well done to Bethany there to kind of, transition over the ball there and kind of close that space.
Rachel again getting aggressive in the middle of the field once again. Disrupting play. She's got a little heel kick, and that's not going to quite make it to the Lions player.
That ball played just a little too far that time.
Sophie Rogel with a really nice job of closing on the outside and forcing that play out the sideline there. And that's an opportunity. Oh, another nice save from Hope Fair.
Yeah, that ball kind of snuck in that time.
And Mount St. Joe's defenders just kind of sitting at midfield waiting for that ball to pop out and not giving Bethany a whole lot of opportunities to get onto their side of the field.
Yeah, it's been light work for the back line here tonight for MSJ. And, for anybody supporting MSJ here, you want to keep it that way. You definitely don't want to see opposition starting to test a defense. Here, we got a change here.
You got a substitution. Number 40, Ashlyn Mills, coming in. And she's going to be replacing that Lindsay Beepak. Yeah. Couple quick touches there for her as she enters the game.
Good one, too, there.
Oh, Elena Sharippa. Wow. Just a little bit wide. And those Mount St. Joe defenders like to get up the field. And there you go, a perfect example of that, working the outside of the field, bringing the ball in and creating an opportunity.
Oh, yeah. And that time, they were able to find, it looked like the forward or the center mid there that time, and she had a great run that time. It's just unfortunate not being able to get that ball in the back post that time, just to sneak it in.
And battling on the sideline here, ball runs out of bounds. It'll be a Mount St. Joe throw-in. Another nice crossing ball. Bethany's able to clear. And the Mount St. Joe defenders are waiting for the ball to come out and start working it back up the field. Ashlyn Mills with a nice pass outside to start that play. And once again, Hope Fair with another fantastic goalkeeping save.
I'll just see here. Not sure who number 16 was that time. It looked like she was almost trying to pull off a little back flick there. A little bit of trickery that time.
That would be Kayla Steffen.
Gotcha.
And she is a sophomore out of Cincinnati. Getting some field time, getting some experience out there.
Oh, way to keep it in.
Working the end line very well. Looking for that player in the center. Nice bring the ball forward and a shot over the top of the goal.
Yeah, it looked like that ball may have taken an awkward bounce there. And that's unfortunate because, you know, when you have that type of situation, you're ready to put that one away.
Yeah, it's odd. You know, you get that ball with a nice spin, hits that turf, and it just takes a little bit of an awkward bounce for you, and you don't get the contact with it that you're really looking to get for a finishing score there.
Oh, exactly. And that ball's also speeding up on this turf as well. Like, ball was just wide that time. A shot just wide that time.
Bethany getting a little more aggressive on the ball. And that ball is played long. Megan Kalmeyer is going to play that back out wide.
Well done keeping that ball inside or in bounds that time. Like we said with the turf here, playing that ball, you know, it's gonna speed up, especially when it skips that time. So you make that run, keep that ball in bounds. That's a lot of work being put in there.
Absolutely. Paige Callahan controlling in the middle of the field. Starting to work the ball forward.
Good run. Oh, God.
And offsides, Maya got caught just a step or so.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It looked like the defender was just taking a step forward, and she had just continued her run there. It's kind of hard to time that in that type of situation, especially, up top there when the ball's starting to come to you.
Yeah, you don't know exactly when that pass is going to come off the player's foot, and you try to make that perfect timing where you're a step behind by the time you receive it, but you want to be on the good side once that pass is made. So, yeah, timing's a big issue there.
Oh, certainly. It looks like referees are definitely on the call here tonight, especially a linesman out wide there in the ARs.
A nice side step there. Getting the ball back to the middle of the field. Bethany's defense has been pretty darn solid up to this point.
Oh, yeah.
Score doesn't show it, but they've played very well in that back line for Bethany.
No, they definitely have. I mean, this score could be a lot more than what we're seeing right now. They definitely have, they're definitely trying to step up here and, kind of mitigate a little bit of the scoring from Mount St. Joseph.
About a minute 30 left here in the first 45. Mount St. Joe looking to add on to their 3-goal lead here. Definitely moving the ball around really well in that finishing third. And Rachel again with another shot and scooped up once again by Hope Fair.
Yeah, I like that shot there too, especially, open your hips there, making that turn, having the confidence to shoot from that far out. That's how, you might as well, especially in this type of situation right now.
Yeah, Rachel does a lot in the middle of the field, from controlling and possessing the ball, distribution, taking shots. Rachel does a lot for this team in the middle of the field. And there's a very nice ball forward.
See if you can get the cross off here.
Going to the through ball with a touch.
Man.
Bethany's able to clear.
Yeah, I looked at first there, that ball coming back up top. You weren't sure whether or not it was going to be dispossessed, but Mount St. Joseph, almost had a chance there.
And that's going to be halftime. So far, I think most of the possession's been Mount St. Joe, where Bethany has definitely played well on the defensive side. I think there could have been a lot more opportunities for Mount St. Joe. Bethany's working very hard on that defensive side of the ball. We'll see if they can't come out in the second half, push the ball forward a little more possibly for them and create a couple opportunities for Bethany. Mount St. Joe is probably going to come out and make a few adjustments. We'll see what those adjustments are in the second 45 of the match. Yeah. I'm Gary Schneider here with Trey Kerrigan, and we're going to take a halftime break. We will be back shortly. Okay, we're back with you here for the second 45 of this matchup. Lions starting to make their way out onto the field. Bethany's out making their way out on the field as well. Looks like the referees are getting in position. Going to be interesting to see what changes have been made here. See if if Bethany can come back with something that would create a little more offense for them.
Yeah, and to your point there, I mean, if you look at the stats here from the first half of the match, I mean, it's Mount St. Joseph all over the board here. So I mean, for Bethany, to your point here with the changes, I mean, it's going to have to come mostly out of the defense in the midfield for sure. Maybe something on the wing here as well. Kind of start getting a little bit more production, not just out of your midfield, but your team here overall.
Yeah, you would think maybe they would take that opportunity to maybe try and play a ball over the top, get behind the Mount St. Joe defense. I know that's going to be difficult for them to do, especially being pressed as hard as they're being.
Yeah, right on call there, as you saw.
Ball out of bounds, Mount St. Joe throw in. Looks like Chloe Young's going to take the throw in.
They're looking for a handling call there, but nothing from the officiating crew. It's going to be a Lions throw here.
Ariana, Ann Hoffer with a touch, plays that ball out of bounds. That's going to be a throw in for Bethany.
Yeah, just an unlucky touch that time.
I always thought this was a challenging place for a throw in. You're pinned back in your own corner. The Lions obviously looking to keep the ball here.
Yeah, well, you'll see a lot of times defensively here, and as you probably saw there with Mount St. Joseph, you're going to see midfield and forwards kind of lock in there, kind of try and, keep that keep Bethany there from getting the ball up the field more, trying to play a quick through ball or a split there.
Paige Callahan with a play to the middle. That's intercepted pretty quickly. And a play back to Megan Kellmeyer. She's going to get her first touch of the second half. Mount St. Joe immediately back on the attack.
A bit of a nutmeg there.
Nice touch by Mary Anhofer, and that's going to be an offsides. Had a couple steps on him at that point in time. Fantastic pass, though. You got to love the aggressive idea.
Oh, yeah. And that's nothing different from the first half here. It looks like Mount St. Joseph still trying to kind of thread the ball through the middle there and kind of find that outside wing.
It looks like Bethany does have a new goalkeeper. I cannot see a number on the goalkeeper, so I'm not sure exactly who that is. You get a little bit of different look from them on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, on their depth chart here, there's only one other goalkeeper. It looks like maybe Brooke Largent, freshman out of Olmsted Falls, Ohio.
Yeah, so she's going to get some minutes here for sure. Nothing beats getting that experience on the field, on the college field. His first couple times as a freshman getting out there. I'm sure there's some butterflies going on.
Oh, yeah, and for sure. You'll see a lot of times with, it depends on the situations, each time. But in situations like this where it's kind of a one-sided score, coaches will try to start testing players that you might not normally see on the pitch, just to see, what they have to bring to the side here. It's one thing to see it in training and in practices, but it's another thing to see it in a real game situation.
Good point. Very good point. You never know when you're going to need one of those players to come off the bench at any point in time through the season, whether it be due to injury or whatever may else happen on the field. Being confident in those bench players to come out and actually give you some quality minutes.
Exactly here. and that's going to go a long way through the season as well. It's like a confidence build for them.
Mount St. Joe corner. They play it short. Back out to that defender that's going to bring the ball back. A very nice save, nice grab for Brooke on her first touch on the ball. Gets that save number going this in the second half here.
Yeah, that shot there kind of took an awkward bounce right in front of her, but she was able to adjust and get the save.
Chloe Young battling on the edge there. Ball comes back out. Lindsay Bevac's been very busy out there, providing a lot of support in that midfield. Mary Anhofer with a couple of really nice touches, brings the ball down to the corner. And here comes the cross.
Just wide to the right side there.
Looks like Mount St. Joe got a touch on that in front of the goal, brought it back out, and then it played wide. And Mount St. Joe's going to come up and play this pretty tight on the goal kick.
I like the take there, especially. She beat through a couple of the midfield and defenders there that time. Definitely showing a bit of confidence there.
And Mount St. Joe is going to spread things out a bit here. And that ball's played a little bit long. That'll be a Bethany goal kick.
Yeah, one thing for the Lions here that you might see is, to the point where we saw a change of goalkeeper here for Bethany, you might start seeing changes from Mount St. Joseph as well. We got a new coach here, Coach Saban. He's might start testing out some of his bench players as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of interesting to see Mary Anhofer. It looks like she's moved up to the forward position. Big battle for the ball on the far side of the field. Bethany comes away with it. You get Paige Callahan fighting back, regaining possession, moving the ball back forward again. Playing the far side of the field. Brought around the end, on the end line, back to the middle. Oh, Kendall Fox just could not find the end of that one. And that's cleared out by Bethany. Kendall Fox had a fantastic look at the ball on that cross.
Yeah, she definitely did there. And I like the, even before that, the dribble there around the outside back for Bethany.
Oh, and just another ball brought right back to the center of the field. Mary Anhofer just couldn't get quite the right touch on it to put that off the post there.
Yeah, that might have been one of those balls where you just weren't expecting it to come to you that way.
Mount St. Joe's definitely pressing forward at this point in time. You have Presley Rugg around the outside, loses control. Bethany up the far side.
Yeah, that was a good 1-2 there from Mount St. Joseph. Even a better recovery that time from Bethany.
Mount St. Joe throw in on the far side. A lot of good movement on the throw-ins that I'm seeing here. A lot of players moving around, trying to get open. Ball brought back to the middle. Bethany intercepts it, plays the ball out of bounds. Their defense has actually disrupted quite a few plays today.
Yeah, they definitely have. They're good at keeping that angle off from the goal that time, kind of forcing Mount St. Joseph to use their midfield up top there.
Mount St. Joseph with 10 players on Bethany's side of the field. They're definitely pushing the ball forward hard.
Instead, they're doing a good job, too, at it, keeping the ball in their attacking third.
Seen some really nice play from Chloe Lee on Bethany, number 17, or number number 19, that outside back, definitely playing well. She's a tough person to get around at this point in time. You watch her play on the field, she definitely knows her way around the field and doing a very good job on the defensive side of the ball for them.
Yeah, I mean, definitely there. And, I mean, the scoreline doesn't really say it all in terms of that as well. I mean, she's definitely stepped up here. She's been a notable player here in the back line for Bethany.
And she's going to take that kick. Nice long ball sent forward. Bethany actually making it into the finishing third of the field. Nice series from them, passing the ball around, getting the ball forward.
Yeah, look there. They were trying to kind of create a little bit of possession there up front. I couldn't tell really. It may have been some miscommunication, or it could just be the lack of reaction time there. Definitely, this Mount St. Joseph defense isn't giving you much time to react.
Mount St. Joe working the ball around in the finishing third here. Back out to Rachel Ginn. Back to the far side, working the ball outside. And that crossing ball, intercepted by Bethany. That'll be a corner kick for Mount St. Joe.
I believe we're up to 10 corners now in this matchup from MSJ.
Nice cross ball, a little bit wide. That'll be another goal kick for Bethany. Chloe Lee coming back for the goal kick. Nice long goal kick out to midfield. Lena Sharippa chases it down, plays the ball back to Megan Kalmeyer. Paige Callahan trying to get the ball forward. Rachel Ginn. Rachel Ginn with a heck of a battle there. She just plays through players, and her ball control is fantastic. She does such a wonderful job in the middle of the field.
Yeah, she definitely showed glimpses of her physicality there. Especially, that's good. That's what you need out of your midfielders. It's going to get aggressive in the midfield there.
Rachel definitely plays above her size. You would think maybe she gets pushed around a little bit. Not the case at all.
It's a huge aspect, especially, having a player like that on your team.
Nice run out the outside. Number 7, Jordan Palmer cuts that off, plays the ball back out for Bethany.
Yeah, Bethany did a good job of cutting that off there. They, Mount St. Joseph, they had an outside wing there making that run inside. That pass would have been played maybe a second or two sooner. This could be a 4-0 match.
And just as we say that, Mount St. Joe, 3 new substitutions coming in, giving some of those bench players the opportunity to come out and show their value and get some valuable minutes. You said you never know when you're going to need one of those players going forward. It's nice that they're getting on the field, be able to show their why they're here.
Oh, certainly, and I mean, first match of the season as well gives everybody an idea of type of players that you have coming into the season.
Looks like we have a down player for Bethany, so we're going to let them tend to that player. Mount St. Joe's gathering at the Lions logo in the center of the field, talking things over.
So it looks like both sides making a substitution here during the injury timeout.
Hey, Coach Saban getting up, stretching his legs a little bit, trying to oversee what's going on. You know, it's interesting. Like I said, I got to see a bit of this team in preseason. The progression of this team's been fantastic. They got to play a D1 school right out of the gate. The D1 school, their practice requirements are a little bit different than the D3 schools. So they had been in their practicing schedule for over a month, where Mount St. Joe was just a few days in, but did some wonderful things on the field. So they're looking to continue to build on that growth that they've had in the first part of the season here, and we're back underway. Kendall Fox on the outside, down in the corner, working her way through. Gets the ball to the middle. Oh my goodness.
Like number 9 there.
Yeah, that was Macy Starr. Ball came right back out to the middle of the field. Macy Starr had a nice open look at the ball and was able to drive that ball into the back of the net.
Yep, the forward coming out, junior, coming out of Cleveland, Tennessee, by way of Walker Valley High School. Definitely curling that one into the right lower corner that time.
Yeah, and Macy Starr's been making her presence felt on the field. Another one of those midfielders that is a dominant ball-controlling player out there.
Certainly. She showed it off there that time for sure.
Ball coming up the far side of the field. Played across. Kendall Fox there on the end of that. Just can't get it where she wanted it to be. Another good look from that ball coming straight across the field in front of the goal.
Yeah, and she'll want that one back for sure. There, it looked like she just didn't get enough of the ball that time. Certainly might not have been where she wanted to place the ball either.
Josie Smith in the middle of the field, getting a few touches out there. She's a sophomore midfielder from Loveland, Ohio. Once again, Macy Starr just continuing to control that middle part of the field.
Yeah, she's wearing that number 9 jersey, but in soccer terms, we call that a number 10. That's the midfielder. It definitely just takes control of the match. And when you have one of those, I mean, they dictate the circumstances of the whole, most of the match, if not the entirety of it.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of battles in this game are won in that middle third of the field. You can definitely determine which direction a game's going by watching that midfield play. Another nice touch from Josie Smith, getting some work out there. Gracie King getting forward for Bethany, getting an opportunity, taking the ball upfield.
Yeah, and that was a good shot there. You know, good job by her to read that and loft the ball over the keeper that time. I'm not sure. She probably read that the keeper might have been a little bit off her line or a little too far out, but well done there, Bethany.
Yeah, that being said, Megan Kellmeyer wants to talk to her teammates down there at the Mount St. Joe end of the field. Got a little bit something to say. And it does look like we're going to have a goalkeeper change for Mount St. Joe. Brooke Elliott coming in. Or I'm sorry, Elizabeth Wendell. 00, sophomore from Cedar Grove, Indiana. Going to get a little workout today.
Yeah, and that's one thing for a goalkeeper as well. It's painful to lose this is what we call a clean sheet here, and to lose that, I mean, especially when you have the score heavily in your favor, you kind of feel for them at times. But now here, and especially coming off the pitch here, now you have a chance to see a new, different goalkeeper here. And as we mentioned earlier, trying to start testing, seeing how your players fit into match-like situations.
Mount St. Joe doing a very nice job of maintaining possession. You can see Bethany getting a little bit of momentum here, though.
Yeah, definitely looks like maybe a couple of tactical changes here as well by Bethany.
And once again, the defensive play from Bethany, forcing that ball out the end line, gives Mount St. Joe a corner kick, but yet the defense on that, I don't see a lot of other directions that she can go with that ball other than maybe make an attempt to get it out the sideline. But the defense from Bethany has actually been pretty solid. Oh, and there's a header from Paige Callahan finding the back of the net.
Well done there. That was a great cross.
That ball comes across, and she just found it the whole way through and puts it in the back of the net. Wonderful job.
Certainly. So that's a perfect job by all parties involved that time. Way to be there. Good positioning, good cross there, and way to find each other. Put that one away.
The cross was spot on, right to her. She didn't have to do a lot effort-wise to get to that ball, but definitely was able to finish.
One thing here as well, getting a goal at that timing. Bethany just a couple minutes off, grabbing their first of the match here. Now that kills their momentum, and that shifts the momentum back to Mount St. Joseph here.
Absolutely. Substitution for Mount St. Joe. Paige Callahan will come out of the game, and Michaela Raynor will come in for her, get some minutes on the field. Bethany working possession a little bit here. Gabriella Egan with a run up the near side. Bethany intercepts, plays the ball out of bounds. That'll be a Mount St. Joe throw in.
So I got another change here.
Josie McDonald making her way into the game. And she's going to come in and give Macy Starr a break. She's definitely earned it today.
Yeah, well-deserved break for sure here. Macy Starr showed her presence tonight, and well done to her. So we got another change.
Looks like Chloe Young's going to be coming out. And I did not catch the number of the girl that came in.
It was 22. Looks like. I believe that's, and apologies for mispronunciation here, Deja Wagers. It's a freshman. Like I said, to our point here out of Fairfield, Ohio, and Fairfield High School, not too far north of here. As I said, to our point again here, you're starting to see some young players starting to come into the match.
And if you're from West Virginia, you may ask, where is Mount St. Joseph It is on the western side of Cincinnati, Ohio, on the banks of the Ohio River. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, there are some classrooms on the campus that you can see the river from. You may be able to correct me on that, Trey.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's several of them as well. And also, additional note as well, the airport, Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Airport is just right over the river here. So a lot of times, and especially from my time here in training, you'd see some airplanes kind of come over the university, and they were loud enough to kind of cut class off for a minute.
Yeah, there's no short of air traffic here at the Mount. I was telling Trey earlier, what a beautiful campus. I walked on campus here, being a Cincinnati native, was not really familiar with Mount St. Joe. Got an opportunity to come on campus and was thoroughly impressed from day one walking onto the campus. What a well-run program. Beautiful campus, lots of facilities. These kids get absolutely wonderful opportunities within this organization to not only exercise their athletic talents, but their academic talents as well. And there's a shot on goal from Bethany.
It's another save there for Elizabeth Wendell. And yeah, and even to your point again there, this is a very regionalized school. A lot of people within the city here and within the area, especially tri-state region here, they know about Mount St. Joseph, and it's definitely gained some more attention as time's progressed here. And you not only just see that, maybe with the local news here, things like that, but you see it as well just with the school itself. I mean, from my time coming in here, a lot of what's here now was not here in place, especially the rec center on the other side of campus here that wasn't here. A lot of the buildings here, Harrington Center for sure, has had some nice updates as well. And so the facilities here at Mount St. Joseph, hats off to all parties involved who helped create and update and renovate and keep that all looking, beautiful for this campus here.
Yeah, you look at the D3 sports program, what a wonderful balance between the academics and the athletics that's provided by these universities. Giving these kids the opportunity to continue a sport that they're passionate about and then start chasing their dreams academically, what they're going to do beyond the college arena.
Certainly as well. That student-athlete thing, that's not just a saying. That has a lot of meaning to it as well. All these players here, and I'm just speaking from experience alone, I know they're probably going through similar circumstances as well. But, it's not an easy schedule to navigate throughout the season. You definitely have to work in both training and classroom and everything like that in between just to make keep yourself in good standing alone. But credit to everybody who does. There should be plenty of credit to all athletes involved, no matter what sport you play. It's definitely something that it goes with you a long way.
Yeah, it's got to be a challenge for those players to balance academic life with the demands of the athletic life as well. Both of them take an immense amount of time, and these kids are highly dedicated to not only their education, but the sport that they're passionate about on the field.
They certainly do, and the staff and faculty here at these universities as well are behind them completely. They give them all the resources they can and then some. they definitely give them all their time for sure.
Play's been kind of at the middle of the field here. A lot of battling back and forth. Neither team really getting into the opposing team's finishing third at this point in time.
Not sure what the stoppage there was.
And that's a nice cross ball from Bethany.
It is. Once again, this Mount St. Joseph swarming Bethany here in terms of possession as well, dispossessing them at almost every chance they can.
Nice effort on the far side, bringing the ball back to the middle.
Coming back for the foul here, looks like. Looked like a Bethany player may have just come in a little late that time as well. And all credit to the referee allowing play to continue until, change of possession that time.
Yeah, not a hugely physical match tonight. The referees have not been overly busy, but they have done a nice job so far. We'll give those guys credit. The linemen have been on top of every play that they've had the opportunity to get a good close look at.
Oh, yeah. In terms of what you just said there, especially with the physicality, I mean, looking at the stats here, there's only been 2 fouls, and they're both coming from Bethany, and no cards drawn so far from this match.
Nice step on the ball. Played out of bounds, trying to play it forward to Gabrielle Egan.
Good effort there by Josie Smith to get up over the Bethany player. Keep that possession going forward for the Lions.
Yeah, Lions seem to be winning a lot of those contested balls.
Oh, not just that. I mean, the battle's out on the out wide here. You just saw it there.
There's a shot on goal, just a little bit wide.
Yeah, that was a decent shot that time. I believe that was Deja Wakers that time.
Yeah, that is correct. That's our freshman from Fairfield, Ohio. Definitely working the ball around nicely on the outside. Playing that outside back where you have the opportunity. Mount St. Joe likes to push those outside backs forward.
Oh, yeah, and certainly. And you'll need that, especially in some matches. You're going to need them supporting the wing at time. The ball, a lot of teams like to play wide. Looked like unlucky offside there. Just right in front of us here, the lineman was. And she looked like she just left leg might have been offside that time.
Yeah, Caitlin Thomas with a really nice effort up front there. Bethany actually had a pretty nice series there. Getting the ball into the Mount St. Joe finishing third. Mount St. Joe's defense had to step up a little bit. Get a bunch of substitutions coming on here.
Yeah, the lineups are starting to look, for both sides here, are starting to look a lot different than what we saw in the first half. And that comes with a score line like this with the amount of time left.
33, Bailey Fishback getting into the action. She's going to chase that ball forward, looking for that opportunity to keep. Oh, she does keep it in bounds. Bethany player does get to play it out the sideline.
That's a good effort there that time by Mount St. Joseph as well. Keep that ball in.
Yeah, Bailey did a nice job down in the corner down there, keeping that possession just enough to force the Bethany player to play the ball out. Her with another touch. And Bethany's going to play the ball near side out of bounds. Mount St. Joe throw in.
Well done there.
Yeah, that's Michaela Raynor getting a couple touches on the ball. Looked very good there. Very confident in her skills out there as well.
Definitely. When you see that from a center back as well, you know one error can turn into a disaster. But that time, that was far from it. That was a well done to get the ball around the Bethany forward that time.
Play continues on the far side of the field. Throw in Mount St. Joe. And Bethany playing the ball back out of bounds again. Looks like we're going to stay in the same area. A lot of movement from the Mount St. Joe players, trying to work that sideline. And Bethany's defense once again able to clear the ball. Josie Smith getting a couple more touches. Ball's going to be played back to the defense, and they're going to reset.
It looked like McKenna Rayner that time. Tried to bring it up the field. Just one extra touch there. She could distribute that ball a little sooner there. Bethany's certainly trying to start a little bit of a press here that we saw a little bit earlier in this half.
Ball out of bounds. Mount St. Joe throw in. Josie Smith getting a lot of touches out there in the midfield. Bethany goalkeeper clears to almost midfield. Josie Smith taking a pretty good hit there, ends up on the turf. No call, play on. Mount St. Joe's going to play it out of the back. Bailey Fishback with a touch. Brings the ball across. Oh, and she's got a runner.
Good through ball. Oh,
and a missed touch.
Yeah, unlucky there. Sometimes that ball just comes to you at the wrong time there. I mean, it looked good from where we were at, but sometimes it just gets behind you, and it's so hard to kind of, turn your body around that type of situation and keep possession, especially when you got defenders within your vicinity.
Yeah, absolutely. When you got that forward momentum going, if that ball's a little bit behind you or in front of you, it's hard to get that touch. And that was Ricky Chase coming across the field with a really good run, just did not get her foot on the ball.
Yeah, especially right in front of Coach Saban there. I know he'll be wanting to see more of that connecting here, not just in this match, but throughout the season.
Coach Saban. What a wonderful coaching staff here at Mount St. Joe. Got a lot of support. Assistant Kristen Johnson, Chris Stamper, Zoe Stanford, Maddie Young, Vivian Willis, Jordan Schneider. A lot of these student assistants dedicate a lot of time to this program. Do a lot for the head coach. Let him do the things that he needs to do.
It's a good through ball played.
Oh, and it's off the post. And a nice one-handed save. Brooke Elliott gets elevated a little bit there and gets that hand up in the air. Otherwise, that ball, I think, would have found the back of the net.
Yeah, she definitely did that time, and that's well done by Bethany to recover there. I mean, that definitely could have been, Mount St. Joseph's sixth goal of the match. Just unlucky ball played through that time.
Coach Saban's got to like what he's seeing out of some of these younger players that are on the field. Getting that precious minutes, real game time minutes.
I say, a lot of coaches and just teams in general, they want to make a statement in their first match of the season. I think that's definitely been done here tonight. Especially, and also to add to that, I mean, it's a heck of an introduction.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to kick off the 2020 season with a win, obviously. But the nice part about this for the Mount is they're getting a lot of play time out of players that are going to do them a lot of good down the stretch.
Oh, yes, certainly. Depth is really important as the season progresses. You never know what happens with your squad. You don't know if you'll have the same starting 11. You usually don't most matches just because tactical changes or, unfortunate injuries that come up as well. So it's definitely important here seeing a lot of these players all come off the bench and get some minutes tonight.
And that's unfortunate. Caught her step in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Josie Smith and Bailey Fishback definitely making their presence known on the field. Getting a lot of touches, a lot of positive things coming out of those two players at the moment. All the outside. Coming to the center back. She can carry the ball just a little bit. Maya Cracchiola with a nice turn on that ball. Create an opportunity. Ball does get played through, but the control on that turn, nice job from Maya.
Yeah, she was looking for Ricky Chase here, who came on here as a forward. Just a little too much power on that through ball that time.
Down to about 9 minutes to go in this match. And that's going to be a Mount St. Joe corner kick. Looks like Ricky Chase is out there. I'm not sure which one of the Mount St. Joe players is going to take this. I would assume they're going to play it short, and they do. And I think we're going to see another corner kick here. Looks like the goalkeeper had a touch on it there and knocked it out the end line.
Good job by Bethany there. Keep that ball from coming through the middle that time, especially that close goal. I'm going to say if you're Mount St. Joseph, you might want to see a little bit of urgency there and kind of spot that mistake, thread that ball through the middle.
And they're going to play it all the way in. The keeper handles that one easily. Brianna Elliott in the second half has done a very good job as a goalkeeper for Bethany. That ball makes it all the way back to the Mount St. Joe goalkeeper. Which is 00, Elizabeth Wendell. Center back. Oh, and that's probably not where she wanted that ball to go. Bethany getting a few touches in the finishing third here. Mount St. Joe working their way out.
So you got a counter here.
Nice touch for Bailey Fishback working up the field and goes back to the other side of the field.
Looks like she's onside here as well.
Ricky Chase goes after it, catches it. She's going to bring the ball back to the middle, and there is an offsides call there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You could tell by her body positioning there. She kind of hesitated on the run. Sometimes that's a dead giveaway to a linesman or the AR that time. But for her, it looked like she was just trying to kind of time that run a little more perfectly. That's just unfortunate the way that result came out there.
Cracciolo with a touch. And a Pertaki in the center of the field, getting a couple nice touches on the ball there.
So there was a tiny bit of miscommunication that time from Mount St. Joseph, but good job recovering there.
Anna's from Cincinnati. She comes out of Turpin High School, out on the east side of town. And we got a bunch of new substitutions coming in for Mount St. Joe. Ricky Chase coming out. She always gives everything she's got for the minute she gets on the field. One of those players that you know she's given 100% when she's out there.
Oh, yeah, and it definitely showed here tonight. We've mentioned her name a couple of times during this broadcast, and it's definitely, that's one thing you definitely want to see from a coach is the effort and the energy that you give out here on the pitch.
I think freshman Isabella Johnson getting an opportunity to get out there, get a few touches on the ball. She's one of those players from Oregonia, Ohio. Went to Bishop Fenwick.
Oh, good ball there.
Ashlyn Mills really working the ball hard on that far side of the field. Definitely created some motion forward.
Yeah, that was a good play there by Mount St. Joseph. It was a good ball played through and a good run as well, especially a cutback that time, but just couldn't get the shot down, finish it off there.
Nice passing sequence from the defense here. Looking for that open player to move forward. Little give and go there, intercepted by Bethany. St. Joe's going to touch that as it goes out of bounds. Bethany throw in.
There's a deflection here. And a possible scoring opportunity here for the Lions. And
and that's a foul.
Looks like a card's going to be coming out here as well.
Yeah, that's a denial of a scoring opportunity there. She was definitely had an open look on goal. Took a little bit of a shove to the back and found herself on the turf.
Yeah, usually in those instances you'll see a red card brandished there, but I think the ref saw a couple other Bethany College players somewhat within in the vicinity there, or maybe he just didn't see a total clear goal scoring opportunity there. It was kind of hard to tell from our angle, but yellow card definitely brandished here, and that's our first yellow card of the match, believe it or not.
Yeah, it looks like Ashlyn Mills is going to take this free kick. Bethany has 3 in the wall. And the wall definitely was effective there. Bethany able to clear the ball out. Mount St. Joe using the defense. Making Bethany chase just a bit. And now they look to move that ball forward.
Almost a good interception there from Bethany.
Baylor Myers getting a few touches on the ball at midfield. Bethany with big effort on the far side of the field. Mount St. Joe working possession forward. Intercepted by Bethany. Elizabeth Wendell's going to get another touch as goalkeeper.
Ball almost got through in the middle that time. Definitely took a couple of awkward bounces there. It was a good 50-50 opportunity.
Ball back to the outside. Bethany's controlling, trying to find that extra player and just not able to get to the feet. Be a Mount St. Joe throw in. Bethany's able to handle the long ball. Nobody back there to receive it. Bethany, in the last few minutes here, have been pretty effective on that far side, outside third of the field. And there we go. We are at the completion. For the final score, your Mount St. Joe Lions 5, your Bethany Bison 0. I'd like to thank everybody for listening in tonight. We appreciate everybody that could hang in there with us.
Let's say here, folks, this was Gary and I's first time in the booth here. first of many more to come this season. So thank you for hanging in there with us.
Yeah, Trey, it's been fantastic. Been a great experience. Both of us, like you said, this is our first time doing this. Probably shows a bit, but I promise we'll get better with time, that's for sure.
Of course, likewise, and same to you as well.
Absolutely.
Definitely enjoyed this.
Folks, if you have to make a drive home, get home safe. Have yourself a fantastic evening. It's been very nice having you all here with us. Have a good night.